Do you want to know the secret? Oh, that's good. I thought that was lovely. Thank you very much for agreeing. Let's see. It's 5:49. I'm Danny Bonaduce. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm in trouble. I just changed
again.
the words to a Beatles song,
Yeah,
and
can't do
if she's up, I'm due. I said, "Do you want to know the secret?" Because I do. I want to know the secret, and maybe you know it. Maybe you know it.
Yeah?
Is there a secret to ironing?
If there is, I definitely don't
See,
know it.
okay. Is there? Do you know a secret to ironing?
I hate ironing, so I try not to do it.
Here's the thing. We've got some ludicrous meeting today here at the radio station, and I wanted to wear a nice shirt for the guy. And I said, Amy picked out my clothes like she always does, but I don't know if she knew I had a meeting day or whatever, but there was a car from Meekum Auto Auctions, which is a very cool thing in life, but it's a garage T-shirt, so I want to dress better than that. So I have a bunch. I didn't even realize I had this many button-down shirts. So I grabbed a couple of my favorites to see which one was right, and they kind of looked like a scrotum, to be honest with you. And you don't want to wear that to a meeting.
No.
So I ran to where I believe the ironing board was. It wasn't. Looked around, made a lot of noise, found it, turned on an iron, made the spritzer thing in the front spritz, because I think that's super important. Would drive the iron over the wrinkly part, and that would get straight and wonderful. Mm-hmm. And then I was done. And then I picked it up, and it still looked like a scrotum. nothing fixed at all. It was yeah. So I've got a Sailor Jerry button-down shirt on short sleeve, but it's unless you're into sailing, rum, or tattoos, I don't know that the Sailor Jerry tattoo or the Sailor Jerry shirt is going to impress you at a real meeting today.
You've had a whole lot of really nice button-downs that you've had been wearing.
Yeah. I was trying to dress a little bit differently. Since I shaved my head, I don't look like me, and I thought, why dress like me? This is an opportunity to do something totally different. So that's what I was kind of doing. I bought a couple of sports coats, but not a handkerchief. Oh, that's how you know that my sport coat that I bought, the pink one, that is a terrible, cheap, horrible shirt, blazer.
How's that?
The handkerchief in the pocket is sewn in there. It's fake. That's the sign of cheap.
That's because they know you don't know how to iron it.
You know what? I wonder if it just says it all over my face. This guy does not know anything domestic. So I'm not wearing any of those shirts today. So I took my son to the airport, and he is being a lovely young man. He's got a couple of things that bug me, and I don't know if all teenage boys do this. I don't remember doing it the way he did it, although I do remember doing it, and that is knowing a bunch of stuff that can't even be possible. And knowing seriously that it's really possible. Now, here's one that I couldn't even figure out how to check. He said, it's illegal. Oh, man, this kid. He said, it's illegal, and you cannot, and you are forbidden to take a picture of the Eiffel Tower at night. That's kind of what I said. But I think by that time he was bugging me with other stuff. I'm not doing his annoying crap in order. So I may not have laughed as much as I think I did. But I said, well, why is that possible, Dante? It doesn't seem possible. And by the way, he said it because we were looking at a picture of the Eiffel Tower at night on the TV.
I'm sure I've seen pictures of the Eiffel
You
Tower.
have. There's postcards of it. But here's
all
the
illegal.
thing. Well, he says, no, Dad. Some guy bought the rights to the Eiffel Tower at night and the lighting arrangement inside it.
Wow.
Now, when you get there, you're thinking, is this even possible? Because now I'm talked out of my being steadfast that you're a maniac. And of course you can take pictures of I did take a picture of the Eiffel Tower at night.
Yeah.
But
how could they stop you? So many angles, so many distances. How could they stop you?
Maybe it's much like, I don't know, driving 40 in a 30. It is illegal. Everybody just does it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wondered, and I tried to look it up, and 100 people own the rights to the Eiffel Tower at night and during the day. City of Paris owns the rights. It's not just sitting there. They own the rights. The lighting arrangement in the Eiffel Tower has either been trademarked or whatever, so somebody's got something to do with that. The only place by the end of my investigation was this, and this is what I said to him at the end of my investigation. Shut up! Which I don't think won him over as much as I wanted it to, but he's crazy, right?
I mean, I could understand if you weren't allowed, if it was illegal, to use that image in a marketing campaign.
Yeah, but that's not what he said.
Right. It can't be illegal just
Can't
to take
be.
a picture of the Eiffel Tower.
All right, then let's move along, shall we?
Yeah.
We got to the airport yesterday, and he says, and I quote, "You know, Dad, if you put a blue dot on your luggage, they'll take it off first." And I said, "No, they won't. You're a crazy person." He said, "Nope, it's an indication from the lady behind the counter," because it was a lady behind the counter, "that this bag needs prior." And he's by the end of the story, he's telling me, "And you could be sending a human liver to David Crosby," and that marks on the blue dot. So I went up to the lady, and as we're trying to get there, and the airport was just a nightmare. He said, "I don't know why. Lines like I've never seen. Like I've never seen." And I travel, we get our vacations on the 4th of July, man. We go at the worst possible times. I don't know what it was yesterday, but lines literally out the door.
Wow. I've never seen that before.
I was very upset by that. I was very, very, very. I thought I found the end of the line twice, and it turned out it just wrapped around something else, and you couldn't see it. It was craziness.
What did she say about the blue dot?
I said to her, because I was going to be coy this time. I didn't say, "Hey, is it true?" I just said, "Hey, would you do me a favor? Would you put that blue dot on my son's suitcase so it will be taken off first?" And she says, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And I said, "Ha!" And that was my day.
News is brought to you by Car Pros Renting Kia. A man is in the hospital after being shot by a Skagit County Sheriff's deputy last night. Investigators say someone called 911 from a home near Big Lake right around 6 p.m. and then hung up. Deputies showed up to investigate the call, and they found what appeared to be a domestic violence situation involving two brothers. The deputies went into the home, and the Skagit Multiple Agency Response Team, or SMART, investigators say one of the brothers grabbed a knife and attacked one of those deputies. The other deputy fired his gun, shooting the man with the knife. He is now in Harborview. The deputy was injured but is already out of the hospital.
Wow. That's a tough domestic violence. Two brothers?
Yeah.
You think they'd calm down a little bit.
Yeah, no word what the fight was about.
Oh, it's two brothers. It's about anything. It's about the remote control of the TV set. It's about who took the popcorn.
Who drank the last beer?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Amazon has agreed to invest $1.5 million in the King County Metro service improvements, which is intended to help bulk up ridership routes. That would be specifically for passengers who are traveling to Amazon. So if you're going to South Lake Union, you want to take the bus, you need more bus opportunities, more bus options. And Amazon said, we can help out with that.
Right now, they're doing a lot of charter busing because they just don't have enough bus availability for all their employees.
When we worked at the other station, I used to walk around the, about 4 square blocks and walk around.
Yeah.
And every single morning that I did it, as I hit the first corner, there was a bus that had 20 people in it, all going to Amazon. And at the next corner, there was an even bigger bus. And that was 4 buses every morning. That's the one walk that I took.
Yeah.
They're like into that.
Facebook doing it as well, Microsoft doing it. They said Microsoft only pays for 1/3 of the East Side service that it helps fund. Amazon has agreed to pay for additional trips, 22 additional weekday trips, 1,700 weekday boardings, 12,000 hours. So this would be mainly towards people going to South Lake Union.
Makes sense if they're going to use that, if they're going to rely so heavily on public transportation for their employees, because there's no place to park. There's so many of those people.
Yep. According to the Washington State Department of Natural Resources, every county in Western Washington is under a moderate or high risk for wildfires with no relief in sight. Only Clallam, Jefferson, Pacific counties in Western Washington are under moderate. All the other ones in Western Washington, high wildfire danger.
Yeah, everybody's on fire.
Does that mean I can't burn my garbage?
It does.
I don't actually want to burn my garbage. Some guy comes and picks that up, but for some reason they're not picking up our recycle. So I have like a ton
burn
of
that.
cardboard.
It's a lot of plastic. People, your neighbors will love that.
It's mostly cardboard and
Sure.
paper.
Okanagan, Chelan, Douglas, Kittitas, Grant, Yakima, those are the ones that are under the highest wildfire danger in the state. And there are active burn bans all across the state. Also, do not toss a cigarette from your vehicle. Not only is the fine $1,025, but if it causes a fire, you will get a bill
Good.
for how much it costs.
You
for
should.
the like any houses that burnt down, how much it costs to bring the fire department.
How much it costs to fight the fire.
So hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Potentially.
Yeah, I'm with Paul on this. Good.
Yeah.
You know, if you make that call to flicker, and I used to do it all the time.
Right, me
You know,
too.
I didn't want to use my ashtray. I had 100 excuses for not doing it. And I grew up. You could throw a baseball to Malibu and the wildfires, and sure enough, in the wintertime, stop caring on my way to the beach or something, flicking lit cigarettes out. So
Terrible.
I feel all sorts of shame, but I don't know that I started any fire. I don't know that Paul started any fire when he used to do it. But you should stop doing it now, and I
Definitely.
hope you get caught and get that fine.
And especially in this day and age with everyone's cell phones readily available, you can just get caught so easily.
Right. And they don't need your face with the. Have you noticed that with all the? And this was a home monitoring system. And here's the burglar. You can't tell who that is. It could
Yeah.
be your mom, for God's sakes. But your license plate is your license plate.
Right.
Get a picture of that, and you're busted.
A lot of people have their eyes on the stock market this morning to see what happens with tech stocks, who took a huge dive yesterday thanks to Facebook. Facebook shares plummeted 20% after market close, and Mark Zuckerberg lost $16.8 billion as a result.
Now that's a lot, right?
That seems like a fair amount of money.
It would be a lot of money to Bezos, but he'll be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how rich Zuckerberg is.
He's up there, but
He's
six.
up there.
That's still
Is he
a lot
up there?
of money.
Is he one of the top 10?
Yeah.
All right, so he's probably fine.
Well, this year he gained $14 billion, but yesterday he lost $16.8.
So he's down 2.8.
Yep. And
He was at 77.6 at some point this year, so that's not bad.
That's not bad.
78 billion.
If I had $77 on me and I woke up and I only had 50, I'd go, oh, I have 50.
Yeah.
And he's doing all right.
yeah, Fortune says after the market closed yesterday, he was only worth about $70 billion. And should those drops hold, then it's going to lower his Bloomberg Billionaires Index from third place to sixth place.
Oh,
Facebook's stock fall was because they had a statement saying, yeah, looks like our revenue is not meeting expectation, and looks like the average daily visitor numbers also not meeting expectations.
now doesn't he, and this is what all huge businesses do, doesn't he own a lot of his competition? Didn't he buy up, I'm just making the names up, I don't know what they really are, but Snapchat and Instagram and
They have acquired a bunch
Stinky
of companies
Face or whatever
along
they're
the
called.
way.
I'm sorry?
They have acquired a bunch of companies along the way.
So, which is very smart, right?
Sure, yeah.
He owns
But-
his own competition,
yeah, as long as those companies are earning profits,
Right.
that's the problem here.
but
is-
they're not taking the hit that Facebook is taking for
Right.
saying specific
right, but
things. Those
Paul's
are the ones.
bringing up a good point, which is they're not making a profit. Twitter's not making a profit. Where's
Does he own
Instagram?
Twitter?
No, for
He doesn't.
example.
Oh,
So
He does?
as long
he
as
does not.
okay.
if you acquire Instagram or Snapchat or your mom's house, who cares if it's not turning a profit?
Right, but I'm just saying that if things go really bad, he's got a life jacket. He's
Yeah.
got other companies.
He's
Essentially.
diversified. Yeah.
That's all I was asking about, guys.
The father of a 3-year-old boy seriously burned in an acid attack this week
Jeez.
was among 5 men charged by British police yesterday. The attack occurred Sunday. We reported that this had happened. Tragic. This boy was sitting in a stroller. A substance was thrown at him. It was
At him. It wasn't thrown at somebody else and got the baby by mistake.
Nope. They said it was a deliberate attack, and now his father has been arrested. These 5 appeared in court with charges of conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm. The boy was treated for serious burns to his arm and his face. They do not know the motive.
What is the upside to this? You don't like the kid. I mean, there's all sorts of horrifying plots that you could come up with, but to deform a kid, let's say, whatever he's doing, he's crying and wants too much of your wife's attention and you don't like it. Don't injure him, for God's sakes, in a horrible, horrible way. It's going to get worse. I
Yeah.
get it. What's wrong with getting a divorce?
Oh, who's to say they were even married? What's
Who's
the
to
motive?
say?
It's just a horrific father, and perhaps it was because he's mad at mom.
Right.
I
This
know.
is real mad at mom. That happens all the time. I mean, my dad was a pretty bad dad. He is great compared to the acid attack in a stroller dad.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about this yesterday, but an interesting update to the sex cult, that sex trafficking
Yeah.
ring. The heiress to the Seagram's booze fortune.
Sure. Everything about this is interesting, by the way.
So strange. This woman is the heiress to Seagram's, so lots of booze, lots of money. She was arrested. She was supposed to have a pivotal role in this sex cult. She, Claire Bronfman, was in court yesterday, and they said, okay, you want to be out on bail? Fine. $100 million. She said, okay, is cash all right?
No.
She is apparently worth $200 million, and putting up the $100 million is nothing.
Well, no, it's 50%.
That's half,
It's a lot. Yeah. No, that's not nothing. If I got $1 billion and they want 9, that's nothing.
She put it up already, and she's out.
Wow.
I guess she's pretty confident that she's going to be coming to court.
Well, maybe not.
You think
She just said it's like
worth
it's
$100
nothing
million to run?
To run. I wouldn't run because you don't get away with it, and then you lose everything.
Yeah.
But everything about this case is interesting to me.
She appeared in court wearing flip-flops and a T-shirt.
Does nobody help? Don't they have lawyers? She's got a lot of money. First thing my lawyer said to me going into a criminal court where I was the defendant was, hey, don't wear the flip-flops. It's a bad call. All right, man.
Imagine, you're before the judge, and he says $100 million. You just like, hey, I'm going back to jail. Nope.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
But
saying.
this is weird. Nobody got killed, right?
Don't believe so.
$100 million, it seems excessive.
Sex trafficking. She was branding people. She was selling them into sex slavery and extorting them.
Their bails are bails for murderers. Murderers get $1 million, even 500,000, even less. It just seems like some sort of punishment right there. She must have a high risk.
It's because of her wealth. I think that they try and set it to a point where no reasonable person would pay it, and then she's obviously not a reasonable,
person. She's a
and said,
sex
okay, I'll pay it.
trafficker and a brander.
Right.
Right. It's also because if you take away half of someone's net worth, they're less of a flight risk.
Right.
If you only said $100, she'd be like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm moving to Fiji. Peace out.
Although I'd take half of her net worth, I think I'd be okay with it.
A sinkhole opened amid heavy rains on a Colorado road, swallowing an entire SUV.
Gross.
The incident was caught on camera by a witness. The police tweeted out a photo that showed the Toyota RAV4 almost completely submerged at the bottom of a 15-foot deep sinkhole. Thankfully, the driver was able to get out before it completely sunk. And it gets weirder.
It does?
The sinkhole
How could it get weirder?
previously opened up in the same intersection in 2015.
Well, that's weirder.
A police SUV fell 15 feet down the hole. Sergeant Greg Miller, the driver of that SUV in 2015, was the police officer who responded to the sinkhole.
Wow, that is okay. You were right. I was thinking, I don't know what she knows what the word weirder means. But no, you're right. That was weirder.
That is bizarre. Typically, when you get pulled over by the police for speeding, you say, I'm sorry, officer, and you're very respectful, right?
Yes, you are.
If you're a lady, you might cry in hopes of getting out of the ticket. Which,
Why won't that work for me?
if you start
Why do I
if you
why
burst
to
into
be
tears,
a lady?
I don't think they're going to take much pity on you
Really?
for crying. No.
They wouldn't even feel worse. That's a grown man crying.
No.
I mean, maybe.
Just
I've not
seems
tried
weird
it.
that a lady can cry and I can't. These are the times we live in.
Yeah.
An Iowa woman was ticketed for speeding in Nebraska, but she didn't do any of those things I just mentioned. She was clocked speeding. She was going 92 in a 75 in her Mustang.
Kind of. It sounds crazy, but it's not. 75. You could eke up to 85 and still be all right. I guess 92 is where the cop goes, hey, you're ignoring me.
92. Well, she got her ticket and decided she was pretty angry and sped away in her Mustang 142 miles per hour.
It's a nice Mustang. 142?
142.
So did they pull her over and just arrest her?
They
at
chased
that
her
point?
down and arrested her this time. Willful, reckless driving.
Yeah,
so she
it
was
sounds
so
pretty willful.
mad
Yeah.
about that ticket that
That she
hit it.
decided to go to jail.
Well, she's like, I'm going to speed away from the scene.
You know what? I've been so obstinate that I ended up in the tank overnight.
Yeah.
Just saying stuff I shouldn't have said. I should have said, yes, sir. Possibly cried, showed my cleavage, whatever it took.
Right.
And I didn't. And, it's just, I forget even what I've said to the guy, but it ended up with, all right, put your hands behind your back. I was like, hey, I was just talking. Don't mean anything.
Matt was driving on I-5 in our car yesterday in the Kia Stinger, and he said a guy in a Mustang pulled up next to him and like revved his engine and kind of gave him the head nod. He wanted to race him.
You wanted to race the Kia.
Yes.
What's up with that guy's life?
Well, the Stinger is
It's
known.
like a sports car.
Yeah, and it's known for going very fast. But Matt's like, I'm not going to race you in the middle of the afternoon on I-5.
How many doors does it have?
It's a 4-door.
You can't race. It's against the law.
I don't think you can race any car 2 doors, 4 doors, 1 door.
Well, now that I'm an old guy.
So he, just sort of laughs, and the guy speeds away. He just decides to, put the pedal to the metal. And about 2 minutes up the road, he had been pulled over.
That makes me so. I've
nice.
had very close to that happen a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it just warms your heart. On the other side of that, Malibu again, I believe, Malibu Canyon. Some guy was racing, I flipped him off, he flipped me, whatever the thing was. And about 4 minutes later, he comes around the corner to where I have crashed.
Oh.
Yeah. Just into dirt, like I lost control, went into the hill, but enough to damage my car.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he laughed.
Yeah, I don't know what the Stinger 0 to 60 or however you do those things, but it's a fast, freaky fast car.
Matt should have raced him for pink slips.
That's
he
the way to
really
go.
should have. Yeah.
Wildlife officials in Arizona says toads are being stolen from a conservation area, and the thieves are doing so to lick them.
Yeah, I want to lick one. No, are they the Colorado spotted toad?
Well, this happens oftentimes where you're not exactly sure what kind of toad it is.
Right.
But desperate times call for desperate measures.
Any toad in a storm?
Yes.
Isn't that what they say?
That is.
The Spur Across Conservation Area's Facebook post has shown footage that shows people hiking across the Sonoran Desert looking for those desert toads late at night. And they said this is against the law. They believe they are hoping to lick them because there is hope that it gives hallucinogenic effects similar to taking drugs. And they said that these are the largest toads in the Southwest.
Good, more to lick.
They can be 2 pounds.
It's a lot of toads.
Yeah.
Now,
And-
can I eat their legs?
I don't believe so.
Not to get the buzz. First, I'll lick them, which is weird because I'm about to kill it. Now I'm intimate with it. You know what I mean? I licked it. Now I feel weird about killing it.
Right,
Maybe I'll
yeah.
just amputate his legs and let it go on its merry way. Drag his old arms worth.
If you want, Derek can look up recipes for the Sonoran Desert Toad.
Yeah, they're
think
it's
you eat
the
them.
Colorado spotted toad is the one I wanted to lick.
Don't look.
And you don't know what I'm into, but I've never had the opportunity to do it. It's never
Yeah.
presented itself. Now there's another one in the Amazon, and what you do with that, it secretes stuff that should make you hallucinate, but they burn you with a thing that looks just like a cigarette, but it's not a cigarette, it's a wick or whatever. And they put little 5 dots of burns and then rub the goo from the toad
Ew.
into
Ew.
the burn. That seems excessive.
Yeah, I don't
to
think
get
that's
high.
worth it.
Oh, I'd try it once.
Of course you would.
A wildfire burning in Burnett, Texas, was started, according to multiple agencies, when a hail bay spontaneously combusted.
A hail bay?
Yeah, bale of hay.
Oh. And that's called a hail bay?
No, I don't think so.
Hay bale.
Oh. Hey.
Shut up.
Well, it's not a magnitude. You can have that.
You're the one saying
Right,
turd
that's
this
my
time. Licking toads. A hay bale
Yeah.
spontaneously combusted on a ranch.
I mean, I've heard it both ways.
I bet you have.
Within the last 20 seconds, even.
I don't want to tell this story anymore.
Bale, hey, blew up. No, there's no explanation. Might have been
Spontaneously
aliens.
combusting. What did I call it? A hail bay?
Hail base, yeah.
I thought it was a thing. That those big circles that you see are the hail bays.
Right, yeah.
Isn't it funny when you say a word wrong and your brain is totally tricking you into
You
thinking
didn't
you
hear
said
it.
right?
Yeah,
No, I
everybody
didn't.
else heard it.
I was like, what?
My
What's your problem?
my wife and I now ask the other one for the sand sanitizer. And now we can't say it right. No, that's the way it comes out every time. Hey, man, do you have the sand sanitizer?
Well, it has been a bit of a weird week because we had spontaneously combusting corn chips the other
Right.
day.
Yeah.
And now bales of hay just going poof, up in smoke.
My fire was a little weak, I feel.
It was. You got to work on that.
There we go.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida. Star of the day.
Yay!
We are learning the beach can be a dangerous place. Shark attacks, we hear about those all the
Yeah.
time. especially in Florida. But up and down the eastern seaboard, we're hearing about people being impaled by umbrellas. And now this. A Florida beach trip left a teenage boy with something painful. Michael Dumas, 17, was at Pompano Beach. They were relaxing, enjoying the sun. He was buried by his friends in the sand.
Always fun.
He enjoyed it until he developed painful, itchy rashes. Went to the doctor. Turns out he had multiple hookworms living under his skin,
Ew.
Oh, terrible.
including one
But-
that was 3 inches long.
I had a captain hookworm one time. He was pirating my organs.
He said he could feel them moving under his skin.
Ew, fun, gross.
Mom says, do not ever allow your kid to be buried in the sand.
Well, I don't think we're going to get a recreation for millions because her son caught worms.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you going to let your kid still bury you in the sand?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. And my kid's 40.
Ew, Florida.
Ew, Florida.
Your kid is not 40.
It's not?
Unless you got a couple we don't know about.
There's a good chance.
News brought to you by Car Pros Renting Kia. Hey, we are throwing a party, and you are invited.
Even me?
Well, maybe. There's a very special occasion coming up, and we want you to celebrate it along with us. We are going to give you all the details on how you can attend this party for free today at 8. So make sure to be here. And next, we have music news, entertainment, and in sports, you can win Mariners tickets. Starting with some music news, AC/DC have been honored with their own stamp pack in Australia, but the people in Australia who were excited about this are now angry.
Really?
Really. Now, the problem is that
If you lick the stamps, you get a little blister.
I don't get it.
It's a rock band. They have herpes.
Oh.
That's my insistence anyway.
The problem is Australia's Post used U.S. editions of 3 album covers instead of the ones that were released in
Yeah.
Australia.
And they're big on that kind of stuff there.
Well, imagine if it was one of our bands and we decided to use the cover of something that was up in England instead of a cover of an album from here.
Okay, my vote is don't care. Do you care?
I don't know that I would notice.
Yeah.
So
That's it. You know what it is? It's a small country. They've got that. They got a little syndrome about it.
Yeah.
When I was there, I still had to do call-ins to my radio show. My first trip there, and he said, the host of the show said, "How's it going?" I said, I'm over the international date line, and their money isn't worth that much. So everywhere I go, I'm a day late and $1 short. Medium-sized joke. They took that as I was making fun of their country and hassled me in every interview I had that whole trip.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it was really embarrassing.
But music purists get upset about this stuff. Imagine if they put out a Beatles stamp and they featured the White Album and it was the wrong cover.
I'd noticed that.
People would be
the
up in
White
arms.
Album's white.
they put the orange one out.
Right,
You
yeah.
would see that right away.
But if it was a Bee Gees record, I'd say, I know that. They're not the Beatles.
Gene Simmons announced his new book, 27, The Legend and Mythology of the 27 Club, will be published on October 2nd. This is a first of a publication in a new series called Simmons Books. He said he had been working on this one for a while. It is now finished and will be out on October 2nd. They call this a witty, insightful, no BS take on the myth and the actual people that make up the 27 Club.
Well, aren't there a bunch of people? I mean, it doesn't seem like that great of a coincidence. Isn't there? Could we do a 28 club or a 30 club and come out anywhere in the ballpark of that?
I don't know if you
think
could
so.
have those big a names
Yeah.
like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin.
Well, there are no big as names
Kurt,
as those.
Kurt
really.
Cobain, yeah.
I
who
don't
else?
think
Jim
Kurt
Morrison?
counts.
No, why?
No, because the other ones are like accidental deaths and oh my God, we're in the 27.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
That a gun can manipulate when you want to go where.
Right.
It started with Rolling Stones founder Brian Jones in 1969, followed shortly after by Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, and then jumped forward a little bit. It's Amy Winehouse. And, he said it's not all, romance and rock and roll and cool, that there's obviously another
No,
side
they're all
to it.
dead.
Yeah, I don't
They're
think it's cool
young
at all.
and dead.
A lot of people super excited, and myself included. Big news yesterday, Deadwood officially coming back to HBO.
That was a great show.
It was so good, and it's coming back as a movie. So there's more story to be told, and Deadwood the movie is set to start production in October, and they're hoping to have it come out spring of next year.
Not only am I stoked if that happens, I wish big money westerns would catch back on, like major motion pictures with men on horses and women in hoop skirts or whatever women wore then, or women, Annie Oakley, shooters.
Sure, yeah.
That was just an interesting time. And it's so weird when you go when you look at when the West was the most interesting to me, and it's around 1870 to 1885. 100 years later, it's going to be 1985. It seems so weird that was just the other day. I mean, Wyatt Earp ended up writing for the New York Times.
Yeah.
What are the odds of all of that?
Well, according to HBO, they said what took so long is getting everybody together because the cast is all successful, making movies, making TV shows, and getting everybody's schedules to work was really difficult. They said logistical nightmare, but Deadwood is returning next year. Woohoo. I drop a couple lines, but they're not safe for radio.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that general. I don't know how you can even say that on TV.
Do I have to watch the series to watch the movie? Should I watch the series first?
You haven't seen Deadwood?
I saw a couple of episodes. It's awesome, but there's so many. That show was on for a long time.
Yeah.
I
to
believe,
catch up.
I believe the movie will be self-contained, that you don't need to watch it. I've only watched a couple episodes, and I feel totally ready to go. I know who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, who's the tramp, who's the sheriff. Yeah.
Fictional Secretary of State Elizabeth McCord is about to get some help from some very powerful friends on the TV show Madam Secretary.
Okay. I had no idea what we were talking about. I like that show.
Former Secretaries of State Hillary Clinton, Madeleine Albright, and Colin Powell are all set to appear on the CBS drama's 5th season. It premieres on October 7th. Taya Leone is the star of this Madam Secretary. And apparently... she's well liked. Madeleine Albright has already been on the show, and now she's bringing along some of her other friends.
Nate, that's super cool.
So Madam Secretary returns to CBS on October 7th, 10 p.m.
Seen one or two and felt I'd seen enough. Like I didn't have to go on everything, but I thought all the 2 or 3 that I saw super successful. Yeah. Some laughs, some cries, that's kind of stuff. I think she got bombed personally by a terrorist. That was something. She may have lived. I don't know. Spoiler not alert.
Spoiler not alert.
Spoiler not alert. Yeah.
All right.
The release date for Flight of the Conchords HBO special has been announced, following a filming taking place at one of their London shows earlier this month. The New Zealand comedy duo, featuring Jermaine Clement and Brett McKenzie, performed a run of shows at Hammersmith Apollo last month, and they filmed it and said this will be airing on HBO. Now it's going to be Flight of the Conchords live at the London Apollo, and it will be coming out on October 6th.
All right.
Not one of your...
I don't even know who those guys are. I was going to make a joke about breaking the sound barrier, and I thought, don't do it. And then I did this.
Paul, are you a Flight of the Conchords person?
They're not on my radar.
Seriously?
I don't know who they are now.
I don't know who they are.
It's pretty hilarious, but quirky and a little weird.
Yeah, sounds right up my alley.
But they have had a very successful TV show. They've had songs come out, and people find them hilarious.
Sound a little bit like Tenacious D. Do you remember them?
I do. Less sophomoric, less frat guy.
Then I don't like them. I want more sophomoric and more frat guy.
Kelsey Grammer is reportedly eyeing the possibility of rebooting Frasier. According to Deadline, the reboot would take place outside of Seattle.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, not cool, man.
Yeah.
No.
I guess he moves. It's possible. He got tired of everybody moving here, so he moved out.
I was all for it. Now I'm completely against it.
Because here's the thing. It's his ego. He wants to go to New York, LA, or possibly Chicago. He wants to go to a bigger audience. So wait, 1 or 2. Yeah, no, he wants to go to a bigger audience. He's going to go to LA or New York.
Well, Frasier Crane would be the link between the two series. It would feature new characters, and Kelsey Grammer is meeting with writers to decide whether or not they could launch the reboot, how it would work, and who is interested.
Well, I think almost everybody would be interested. That guy has real success.
Yeah.
Frasier was great. Jane Fonda is giving some optimistic words for people hoping for a sequel to 9 to 5. This was a huge movie, 1980. Lily Tomlin, Dolly Parton, and Jane Fonda. She says, my role is executive producer. I'm currently working with the writers and Lily Tomlin, and we're all into it. They said this was one of the highest grossing box office comedies of all time, $356 million, which is adjusted for inflation, but crazy.
It is adjusted for inflation because it should be like $1 billion now because it was really a huge hit.
$103.3 million in 1980.
In 1980 bucks. All right.
There was
It's not nothing.
short-lived TV comedy, and then they made it into a Broadway musical. And then,
Oh yeah, with Dabney Coleman. I liked that show.
well, they're all friends, and they're all saying it's probably time to bring it back. 9 to 5, the sequel.
See, yeah, I'll go see it. Is Dabney Coleman still alive?
I have no idea.
Because I would if he's not in it, I'm now waffling. He was what made that thing great.
Not Dolly Parton, Jane
No.
Fonda, or Lily Tomlin, the stars.
Yeah, that's right. Because they all hated and wanted to kill
Their
him.
boss.
Yeah, and that's what made it interesting to me.
He is still alive, 86 years young.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, the funny thing is everybody that's starring in this sequel are retired. So I'm not sure they're not working.
Not
9 to
Jane.
5.
Jane's got a movie out now. Isn't that weird? She's 85. She's got a movie out right now.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night from 7 till 9, Danny Bonaduce will be out at Snoqualmie Casino as part of their free concert Friday series happening at the outdoor Mountain View Plaza. Las Vegas hard rock band Counts 77 will be playing.
That's the guy from Counting Cars, right?
Yeah, right.
Is that what it's called? Counting Cars? Yeah. He's going to be there. That's pretty cool. Free concert Friday? Not bad.
And a beautiful place to see a show, too, that Mountain View Plaza.
Have you seen the show there?
Oh, yeah. Very, very cool.
Outlandishly cool.
Yeah.
snocasino.com if you would like more info. That is tomorrow night from 7 till 9. Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. We had a day game for the Seattle Mariners yesterday. Gene Segura's RBI single in the 8th inning lifted the Mariners up past the Giants.
Yay.
3-2. Derek and Tori, you guys were out at the game for a little while, right?
Yes, we were.
Yep.
Full crowd?
Very full crowd.
I mean,
That's
it was
nice to see for a day game.
Yeah.
People
Yes.
going out on a weekday.
I was a little concerned because, I don't know, it's 90 degrees.
Yeah.
But it was a full crowd, a great day at the ballpark. If you were there with Derek and Tori, you saw, felt, and heard KZOK Mariners Music Trivia. This is the song that lights up the stadium and everybody plays along. You try to guess who it was, what year did it come out. It's super fun. Well, then you try to remember that song so that you can call us to win tickets, like right now. The first person who can tell us what yesterday's song was from the Mariners game wins tickets to what, Derek?
Tickets for the game on August 1st at 1:10 versus the Houston Astros, which just happens to be Mariners Baseball Card Pack Day.
Mariners Baseball Card Pack Day.
All right, call right now, 800-252-1025, Mariners KZOK Music Trivia. Mariners are off today. They head to California to play the Angels next. First pitch, 7:07. Wade LeBlanc versus Andrew Heaney. Now, we know that the Tampa Bay Rays have been doing something a little bit weird this year. They have been starting a relief pitcher, which is super weird.
Right.
Nobody has ever seen that happen in baseball before. And it's been working out pretty well for them. Well, they did something else even more bizarre yesterday. Rays manager Kevin Cash on the righty.
Yeah.
So he throws to the righty, gets him out. Lefty comes up. He's like, what do I do? He took out his third baseman, put Sergio Romo, the pitcher, at third base, and then brought in a relief pitcher.
Is that legal? Can you do that? I mean,
Yes.
You can do that, but then can he move him back from third base to pitcher?
Yep.
Holy cow.
Never
How's
seen it
nobody
happen.
ever thought of this before?
So, it's a gamble. They were playing the Yankees.
Yeah, I don't know that it's that great of an idea, to be honest with you. That's how nobody ever thought of it before.
Well, it is a gamble because what if they hit the ball to third base and your pitcher's like, I don't really know how to play third
He
base.
can handle a grounder, and obviously he's got an arm on him. He can throw
Yeah.
it to first.
So he pulls
That's
the
what
third.
I would think. I would think everybody on every base can play another position if they absolutely had to.
Yeah.
The rules of baseball are not that big to go, nope, outfield, can't imagine how this is going to work out for me.
Well, we see position players get put in to throw a pitch all the time.
Sure, yeah.
But this is the first time anyone can remember this happening. So Sergio Romo goes to third, brings in a new relief pitcher, gets the out, and then Sergio Romo goes back to being pitcher, and they had to put in someone else at third base.
Why?
It
'Cause
worked.
he can't go back to third base?
The guy he took out of the game, once you're out of the game, you're out of the game.
All right.
So that's why he couldn't put Sergio Romo, pull him, because then you can't go back in
Oh,
ever.
okay, I get it.
So he pulls the dude from third base, brings some scrub in, and Sergio Romo got the out. They beat the Yankees. Unheard of.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Super weird.
But now we're gonna hear all kinds of weird
Yeah.
stuff like this for the rest of the season. People are gonna pull tricks like that.
Do you know, what Danny said in theory is totally right. A baseball player should be able to play any position.
Yeah.
They can't. You see it all the time with a DH. They have to, if they're playing the National League, they have to play first base. They're terrible. A lot of these guys are not good.
Oh, I didn't say they were going to be Golden Glove players. I said
Yeah.
everybody knows the rules to every other. What are
Sure,
they,
yeah.
How many people are on the field at any given time?
8 men out.
Yeah, 8.
8 men out. It would seem like the 8th guy could do what the 5th guy could do, just not as well, and
Right.
get us through an inning. But that, I never heard anything like that.
Super wild. Yesterday, the Sounders beat the San Jose Earthquakes 1-0. They have another match, NYCFC, Sunday, 2 p.m. And UW news. Washington is the overwhelming favorite to win the Pac-12 in the annual preseason poll of media members. They received 37 of the 43 votes of the media's choice to win the Pac-12. Stanford was the second pick behind Washington, followed by Oregon, California, Washington State, and Oregon State. So it's good news. That means people are predicting a good season.
Yeah,
Very cool. But that happens a lot, and sometimes you don't deliver.
Sure.
Very true.
I'd like to see that.
Hey, congratulations to Michelle in Olympia. She called in new Mariners KZOK music trivia from yesterday's game. Was photographed from Def Leppard. Michelle in Olympia is going to the Jeep winners window in our lobby to pick up, I don't know, Derek, what'd she win?
Michelle won tickets for the game on August 1st at 1:10 p.m. versus the Houston Astros, which just happens to be Mariners baseball card pack day.
Mariners baseball card pack day.
Come watch the Mariners do battle with the Houston Astros on August 1st at 1:10, and if you're one of the first 20,000 fans, you could pick up a special Mariners baseball card pack from Topps. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Very cool. All right, Mariners are off today. They hit the road tomorrow, playing the LA Angels, 7 o'clock start time on Root Sports. So you're going to have another chance to win Mariners tickets from KZOK tomorrow, right around this same time. Sports this morning brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and one of those things is the game, and that is at 7:20. We're playing a game called See Fair or Seafair, and you can win a pair of tickets to the highly coveted areas at Seafair. So be right here at 7:20.
Well, it's one of the highlights of the summer for sure, Seafair. And going to the beach is a highlight of the summer to a lot of people. Spending time on the water, it's supposed to be a really enjoyable experience. However, moments ago, we found out that a boy got tapeworm?
Hookworms.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
From the beach. Covered his feet. He had just tons of hookworms in and under his skin.
Yeah, can't dig it at all.
Ew.
Not even slightly. Not even on a dare.
Doing something so wholesome and so just like simple fun, just getting buried in the sand. Who
Yeah.
hasn't done that?
Oh, I've been creamed having simple fun, and several times.
Yeah?
More than one. Well, I'm pretty sure you know that I not only broke my leg skiing in a minor skiing accident. I wasn't very good, but I was injured on the other side of my body when the ski cat that was sent to rescue me ran over my left leg. So yeah, I was skiing with friends from high school. We weren't on drugs yet. Life was good. And then boom, in the hospital with people yelling at me.
You broke both legs?
No, I tweaked the left leg real bad. And it's just easier to say I broke that knee. But I broke that leg, but I pulled tendons. So it's still in a cast, but that technically did not break. But the right one broke like that. I'll repeat myself.
Awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stuff that's supposed to be fun. The other real crazy one at the beach, twice now we've gotten stories of people being impaled by umbrellas.
Yeah.
So the one woman impaled through the leg and the other woman impaled through her torso. That's not supposed to happen at the beach.
No, I'm not sure this guy was having fun, but he was smiling because his career was a weatherman out in some tornado or hurricane or whatever it was. And I just watched as a stop sign. I guess it blew off its rails and just hit him right in the chest, man, and really hurt him. He was incapacitated for months.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have been injured while doing something fun. I was thinking about the beach, and I was going to say, I've never been hurt going to the beach. No, every single time when I was a kid going to the beach, I would come back with the worst sunburn ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that same injury and injured other people. I didn't put sunscreen on my daughter while I was teaching her how to surf in Hawaii. Yeah, it was a big deal. Everybody yelled at me, called me inappropriate or whatever.
As well they should have.
Yeah, I
Of
should have
course,
put some
Bella.
sunscreen on. I'm sorry.
Well, you guys listening, have you been
That was
injured?
very sincere and
That's what I
heartfelt.
say. Yeah. What are you doing with your daughter? I should have put sunscreen. It's a reenactment for you guys.
That was wonderful. Thank you. You guys listening, have you been injured while doing something fun? A lot of people getting hurt at the beach. Tell us your story. Call 800-252-1025 or always text in 90627.
Alrighty, so here is the deal. Things are happening like crazy. A guy got buried in the sand. It couldn't be more wholesome than that. And he got hookworm in his feet and all over his body. It is gross. A lady got impaled by a flying beach umbrella. It's all supposed to be fun. Have you ever been injured while doing something that was supposed to be fun? Here's our number, 1-800-252-1025. And then our text number is 90627.
Let's talk to Jeremiah in Seattle.
Hey, Jeremiah.
Hey, good morning, Sunshine.
Good morning, sweetheart. What do you got?
All right. In the early 80s, I was stationed at Fort Ord, California there. And you know where this drive's at. They had that 17-mile drive where you could go and take. I think they got the Hearst Mansion there and that you could view.
Done it a dozen times, and it's beautiful.
And along the trip somewhere, you could sit there, and there's a spot you could go feed the sea lions. And my children at the time were like 3 and 1. And got a bag, and my daughter says, Daddy, can I try it? And I said, why don't you let Dad try it first? Fortunately, I did try it first for her sake. I didn't know that there was a swamp of seagulls up and above. One of them came down, wanted that bag of sea lion food, and it scared me grabbing it out of my hand. I still got the scar. I mean, I literally got impaled by its beak.
Yeah,
Oh, my
I think
goodness.
people don't think that all the way through. On the credits to Andrew Zimmern's show, he feeds a seagull a French fry from his mouth.
Yeah,
And it
gross.
looks like he hates the result. The thing bashes into him a little bit.
Rob in Louisville, have you been injured while doing something fun?
Good morning, guys. Yes,
Morning.
I was getting ready to take my Harley Davidson for a ride, and I forgot to unlock the steering wheel, and I rolled maybe 5-10 feet forward before the bike flipped over on me. I broke my clavicle bone. The bone came out my shoulder,
Ew.
and the rest of the day sucked.
Yeah, and I got to say, in different levels, because that seems like a lot, I think every bike owner has done that same exact thing.
That
'Cause
clavicle out the skin is hardcore.
you can't just lock your bike and turn it off. Even though it weighs 1,000 pounds or whatever, 400 pounds, they'll steal it. So you lock that steering wheel and you forget and you hit the gas and it's a drag every time.
Oh.
Jeff in Port Orchard, have you been injured while doing something fun?
Yeah, when I was 5, I was on a slide in my backyard, and I was at the top of it, getting ready to slide down, and it collapsed on me and nearly severed my thumb.
Ooh, that's a drag right there.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
You know, these oldie-timey swing sets with the metal and stuff, I can't believe just people didn't spend much more time in the hospital. The one, if you ever go to Graceland, there's a slide out back that you think you want to go down, and then you see where Elvis got upset about something and shot it, and now it's just full of dangerous ridges. So don't slide down the slide at Elvis's house.
There are a lot of those types of things that we used to do as kids that you look back and think, how was that in someone's backyard? Like in my neighborhood, we used to go to somebody's homemade zip line. At what point did my parents think that was a good idea? And then, of
Early
course,
on would be my guess.
yeah, of course, at the end, at one point, I got impaled by a nail and had to go get a tetanus shot. And as a kid, that's not fun.
Yeah, I was doing a television show called Battle of the Network Stars, and what it is basically is a whole mess of has-beens that have to go do stuff and climb over stuff and dance with stuff, whatever it is. It's fun, and I got paid money, and I was all about it. But I did want to win, and at the end of it, we did this tug of war that lasted 7 minutes, and nobody moved. It was great. Turned out I pulled a bunch of muscles on my left side, including a huge one in my butt. And it hurt for almost 2 months. And I was doing a tug of war. What could be, except with the has-beens, what could be more wholesome than a tug of war?
KZOK and Sumner, have you been injured while doing something fun?
Yeah, growing up in the 80s and 90s, I loved to ride my bike everywhere. One day, unfortunately, I got hit by a semi-truck.
Wow.
The end.
To the end, yeah.
To the point. Wow.
Bike riding, it's sometimes dangerous.
You know, I got that electric bike from Rad City. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I was
Power
riding
bikes?
all through, I was riding through town and everything on it. And I don't know, like when I was a little kid, I used to go 4 miles from my house and 4 miles back through traffic. I was scared to death riding around downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, the times have changed, man. Richard in Seattle, have you been injured while doing something fun?
Yes, I have. Good morning. I used to exercise racehorses at Emerald Downs, and one time I was coming off the track, and the horse spooked, veered up, and flipped over and landed on me, and I broke 2 bones in my back and messed up my pelvis. But I'm lucky I wasn't paralyzed, and to top it off, 3 months later, I was right back on the horse again to make sure that I wasn't afraid of him.
Is that literally because they said you got to get back up on the horse? Is that what you thought? Maybe not.
No, that is what they say.
Because I would do that.
I used to wonder, though, when I broke a bone in my back skiing, and I thought afterwards, am I ever going to ski again? Or am I going to be afraid to ski? And the answer is no. You just get right back up on that horse, although the horse shouldn't be on a ski slope.
You know what? I went parasailing with Amy when we first met, and she puked right in my face. I'm still afraid of parasailing. And Amy.
Let's talk to our friend Dave in Federal Way.
Hey, Dave.
Half a day from Guam, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, yeah, there's a place on Guam called Rick's Reef in Tamuninga. It was a classic day, 10 to 15-foot waves, and I got drilled by one of them. It pushed my my scalp into the reef there, and I got like about 20 stitches, and the gash was about a quarter-inch deep. So my skin, the hair was kind of like flipped over on my head.
Oh, man.
And it was gnarly.
Yeah. Badass.
Yes,
Badass. And plus, you're bleeding profusely in the ocean in Guam, a hotbed of sharks.
Yeah, they're going to
yeah.
Eels.
It's
and
all
turtles.
around Guam. Just it's covered in sharks.
Nothing but sharks in Guam.
Land
Even on the
sharks,
land,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a text from Ginger in Auburn. She tripped herself while playing roller derby and broke her ankle. and her wrist. Ooh, that's a bad day out.
That's a tough one.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Just as she tripped herself is funny.
Somebody was water skiing, and the person driving the boat thought it would be faster to pick them up when they fell down by putting the boat in reverse rather than circling around. Pulled them into the prop.
No.
Oh.
Cut them up pretty bad. Yeah. That's not good.
That's one of my, because like most things have happened to me at one point or another. Like every bone we've mentioned breaking has been broken on me. And the idea of the propeller is like a full-on fear of mine.
Scary.
So scary. It's like putting in a blender.
Yeah.
What do you think? Brian in Linwood, have you been injured while doing something fun?
Yeah, they were doing buy one, get one Jack Daniels and Coke at a bar we were at. And shortly after, we decided it was a good idea to hop the apartment fence and dive in the pool. And I dove in the shallow end. It took 3 stitches to hold the meat together and then another 7 to hold my face back together.
Yeah, well, you know what? You got off in a way easy.
Yes,
I know 3 people, and I don't even know 3 people, but I know 3 people, who I've met who are 100% paralyzed from the neck down from diving in the shallow end.
He did actually escape some serious
You know,
consequences.
it's a drag. It hurt, but you're fine now. This girl, this artist named Johnny, she was there when I cooked steaks for Billy Graham. This was a big night. She's in a wheelchair the rest of her life, and she draws with her teeth.
Oh.
So consider yourself lucky, man.
Have you guys ever jumped off of something really high into the water and you land wrong?
Yes.
You smack your butt.
One of my favorite things when I was a kid growing up, like we'd go out to this little lake, like not too far from my house, and there was a rope swing out there, and we'd swing out of the water. It was awesome, so much fun. And then I went back and I was visiting when I was in college and went out with some friends. We're partying at this same lake. And apparently drunk adult Paul doesn't judge the rope swing as well as like a sober kid Paul does. I climbed that old tree, got on the rope swing, and landed in about, 3 inches of water.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, it hurt. And I hit some rocks and had a pretty bad bloody nose and
Oh
just
my gosh.
my whole body was aching for a week after that.
My goodness, I was just thinking when you smack the water and it like smacks your butt and then you don't have your bottoms on anymore.
That can not be a not serious injury. Just smacking the water wrong, depending on your height.
Yeah.
I was with this girl one time. Actually, she was my partner on the radio. and she came into the station and she was being kind of carried in by friends, and I thought it was some kind of joke. And then she talked about jumping off this cliff at Lake Havasu. And I went, whatever. And then she started to show the bruises, and they went from her feet to her neck.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't believe.
Wow.
And she was sick. I mean, she was sick to her stomach constantly for the next 3 or 4 days. It was weird.
That sounds terrible. Derek, have you been injured while doing something fun?
Golf doesn't seem inherently dangerous, but when you're not great at it, it can be, because I put a ball into a tree and it came directly back at me and smacked me in the noggin.
Right in the noggin?
Right in the noggin.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not what I thought I was going to say, where it smacked him. Hey, look at the time. We are playing See Fair or Seafair.
Seafair or Seafair.
This is your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Seafair Weekend Festival, watch the Albert Lee Appliance Cup hydroplane races and the Boeing Seafair Air Show on KZOK, where we are playing Seafair or Seafair for your chance to win tickets to the Seafair Weekend Festival, which happens, of course, August 3rd through the 5th at Genesee Park on Lake Washington. Here's how this works. In order to win, you'll have to listen to Danny's definitions and tell us if he is talking about the word sea, fair, or seafair.
Yeah, all right.
Our contestant is Tim in Factoria.
Hey, Tim, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I sure do.
All right, cool. Do you understand the rules of the game?
I think so, yeah.
Then here is the clue, my friend. This sea, fair, or seafair can be a verb meaning to perform in a specified way over a particular period of time. It can be a noun like a range of food, especially of a particular type, or the money a passenger on public transportation has to pay. You know, like on a bus, that thing you pay and it'll take you places. Can you tell us, is this word sea, fair, or seafair?
That sounds like a fair to me.
It does sound like a fair to me. Nicely done, sir.
Nice job, Tim. You are going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up your tickets to the Seafair Weekend Festival, the 3rd through the 5th, Genesee Park, Lake Washington. Details can be found at seafair.com. You can win again tomorrow at 7:20. And remember, we have got that big announcement coming up at 8 about a special KZOK party that you can attend for free. But up next, the big news of the day.
Big News of the Day is brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE or go online to goldbergjones.com.
Italian scientist searching...
Oh, sorry.
Those
Yeah,
exist.
a couple.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Bigfoot.
What?
Italian scientists searching for evidence of water on Mars, even signs that it was there billions of years ago, believe they have found a lake filled with the liquid just a mile beneath the red planet's southern polar ice cap.
Just a mile below the ice on a planet we can't get to.
Well, outside experts have yet to confirm the finding, but they, over in Italy, say we found water.
No, I think they said, we have found the water. Best I can do. By the way, isn't the lake saltwater?
It has potentially saturated with salts like sodium, magnesium, and calcium that would lower the water's melting point and allow it to stay in liquid form despite its crazy cold temperatures on Mars.
All right. You could fill it with booze. Won't freeze.
I don't know why you would, but...
Oh, we should just fill anything with booze, Paul.
You're going to put all the booze there when we can never go there?
Not all the booze. What do you think?
Okay.
I'm mad with power? No. Some booze.
Okay.
That won't freeze. Like 151. It won't freeze all day no matter what they do. No matter what the Martians do, my rum will be fine.
That's what I'm waiting for, is an actual Martian, because people get so excited. Oh, we found this, we found that on Mars. Who cares?
But yeah,
Find
we
me a
found what
Martian.
looks like it might have been a plankton like 25 million years ago.
Right.
Hey, no, man. Give me a guy that walks up and says sup.
Exactly.
Because that's what Martians would say.
A lot of people are saying they don't believe these scientists. The researchers were not able to establish the depth of the lake. They said that there's
They can't dip a toe in it.
What do you mean? You no believe. Hand me the cheese.
subsequent radar scans, including one by the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, have failed to find it. Now they said, well, where is this stuff? And Italy said, yeah, we found it. We got it. We can see it.
Do they even have, like, are they even on Mars? Do they have some sort of
they're-
rover?
Yeah, the Italians have launched a thing into space to go to Mars and check stuff out.
How are they finding it then?
Telescope. They say it's a shadow.
Yeah, a lot of people
Well,
just
that's
don't
stupid.
believe them.
They didn't find anything.
Don't you make fun of the Italian scientists, Paul.
They had a smudge on their telescope.
They discovered a thumbprint. How weird is that?
This Valentine's Day might be a little less sweet. The owner of the company behind Sweethearts and Necco Wafers shut down unexpectedly yesterday. Now, Necco, we knew there was a possibility of them closing, but they said they're looking for a new owner. This is the people who also make Mary Janes and Squirrel Nut Zippers, and it's
Squirrel Nut Zippers is a thing?
Oh, yeah. It's you know what a Mary
Do you
Jane
have to
is?
use a magnifying glass?
It's probably about 2 inches, and it's individually wrapped, and
say
it's like
that.
taffy with nuts.
Well, certainly.
This is a company that has been making candy for over 100 years.
Yeah, they're not. They came along. People, I don't know if this literally happened, but certainly within a decade, gave their sweethearts right after the Civil War.
Mm-hmm. Necco Wafers have been around since the Civil War.
Yeah.
And that's just the same packages that they
Still
they
on the
made at the
shelf,
Civil War, yeah.
It was weird that they had an Arco station during the Civil War.
So 230 people showed up to work, and the doors were closed. We're waiting for an update.
So it's not an accident. Their website didn't crash. Somebody locked the doors.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
wow.
closed. The company closed. Shut down.
Yeah,
the
when you said
factory.
unexpectedly, I thought it was a glitch. Wow.
A North Carolina man said his neighbor's newspaper was constantly going missing. And he would see it. He knew it was being delivered, but it would go missing. And he's like, who the heck is stealing newspapers? That's the lowest of the low, man.
Oh, I disagree, but it would bother me.
He decided to set up a camera to catch the culprits. James Eubanks said his neighbor asked him, said, have you seen my missing newspapers? And he said, I haven't. A couple days later, he found one in his backyard. He said, okay, how'd this dude's newspaper get in my backyard? He set up the camera and has now found the perpetrators.
Yeah?
A trio of foxes.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a trash panda, a word I have used 10 times since Derek taught it to me.
It was not a raccoon. 3 foxes. He said it was really incredible to watch because they will steal them and play with them. They drag the papers around. They throw them in the air. They're not using them as nests. They're toys.
Yeah, I saw a fox run off to a golf course and people running around first afraid because it's a wild animal no matter how cute it is. Once it's out of its place, you go, oh man, that has teeth. And then another golfer ran back at the fox with a club, and then a couple people running around. It turned out the thing didn't want to fight at all. It was playing with it. It was the cutest thing I ever saw, except the guy's trying to kill it. Aside from that, totally adorable. Totes adorbs, as you might say.
Visitors to a music festival in Germany found their belongings scattered when something unusual arrived. Mini tornadoes. They went all through the Perukaville Festival in Wies, and there's video that shows whirlwinds whipping tents and other items up into the air. It looks like a Penn and Teller trick or something.
Right.
That everything's on the ground, and all of a sudden everything was in the air.
Wow.
And I said the campers were warned, but not
So
till it
this-
was too late.
How do you pronounce it? Perukaville?
Perukaville Festival.
So I've never even heard of it. It's obviously got to be giant.
Right, to have that many people there. Yeah, it's Germany.
Yeah. What else are you going to do there?
Yeah. Undefeated Triple Crown winner Justify will not race again. The owners announced yesterday that the Colts will likely be sold to Irish interests. They said, Bob Baffert said, it's time to let this horse just enjoy being a beast.
Now, is it going to be a stud?
Is absolutely.
Yeah, they can make a lot. They make way more money than they did racing by being a stud. Right, Paul?
Absolutely. That's how I make my money.
Yep.
I wasn't making very much racing though, so it's
Just
not
not
hard
that
to
fast?
it's not hard to beat that.
So
don't do that. You'll wreck it.
the horse was
course.
supposed to race once more, but was having some issues, I guess, with an ankle, a filling in its ankle. I have no idea what that means.
I would not imagine a Triple Crown winner racing again. Take the chance of it running at full speed with other horses.
Yeah.
This horse ran a couple times in mud, super dangerous, and it's going to make you $25 million minimum at stud. Don't race that little horsey.
And the horse is undefeated. You don't want it to lose a race.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and you know how much people pay for. Trying to think of a nice. What did you call it? Siring.
Yeah,
No, I'm most
stud
certainly didn't go
services.
there.
Yeah.
Stud services.
I don't pay
yeah.
a dollar over $300. It's crazy. You're a hijack. You're a pirate, lady.
Well, thankfully that hasn't been one of your interests because it wasn't a very lucrative one for your friend David Cassidy.
No, I think, I was told, and he told me this too, a lot of people have said something similar to this. And they said, if you ever want to make $1 million in horse racing, start with $2 million.
Big News of the Day is brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men at 1-800-DIVORCE or online, goldbergjones.com.
Whoa, wait right there. Coming right up, Filthy Forecast.
It's Sarah with your Filthy Forecast. Ooh, the sun will be caressing your skin today, just like a beautiful flower with soft petals to welcome you in. Seems like just yesterday it was all about engorged clouds ready to coat us in that sticky white stuff. No, winter is a distant memory this week. Record heat. You're getting it every which way. Penetrating rays from the sun. 86 for the high today. Oh, the heat is on all weekend long. Who's got a pool? I'm ready to take it all off.
Ooh, I have a pool.
You need to do
You have a
that.
kiddie pool.
Still.
With the best weather front in Seattle, I'm Sarah.
I'm pretty sure I heard all sorts of filth, but then sneaking in, I heard, "Ooh, winter is a distant memory." Did you say that? I wondered what was happening there. That was Sarah's Filthy Forecast. And by the way, you want to be here tomorrow morning, right around the same time, 7:50 and or so, because if you can tell us where Sarah's beaver has been, you're going to win a pair of tickets to Mission Impossible Fallout, which starts in theaters, I believe, on Friday. So be here for that.
And stick around right now because in just about 10 minutes, we've got that big announcement on the huge party. The what, the when, the where, and how you can attend for free.
Like butter, like butter. Hey, that drum roll can only mean one thing. The Derek's pushing buttons again. It means another thing, and that is that we're having a party. Here's the announcement that we've been telling you about all morning and yesterday as well. KZOK, that's us, is throwing a birthday party. Guess who for? Me. That's
Surprise!
right. Yeah. Hey, and you guys are invited. Come celebrate with us Friday, August 10th, and we'll do the live morning show broadcast, which I happen to think is very cool. Join the whole gang from 5:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. at Chandler's Crab House, South Lake Union. We'll have tons of giveaways, special appearances, birthday cake. That's very important.
Yeah.
Music and very more. So stay tuned to the whole show. And you can stay for the whole show, the broadcast for all 4 hours. You'll think we're neat. You can get all the details and RSVP to the party, which is important. Go to kzok.com/Danny's birthday.
This
Yeah.
is the cool thing is you don't have to buy a ticket. We're asking you to RSVP, but there's no charge.
No, breakfast
for
is free
anything.
too, as I
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah, there's going to be pastries there and coffee from Schwartz Brothers Bakery, which they make awesome food.
I will tell you from experience that these guys right here, that's KZOK, do a fine birthday bash.
They do. We've had several parties for you, Danny, and this one's going to be our first ever live broadcast.
Yeah.
Which I dig. I think they're really fun, but I don't do that much on the show.
It's a Bonaduce birthday bash broadcast.
Oh, I like
Bonanza.
that.
Bonanza.
Bonanza.
Yeah. We'll add more bees as we get closer.
Cool. I want to be.
But so many people ask, I want to come in and watch you guys do the show. This is an opportunity for everybody to come out and watch us do the show.
Yep. All you have to
This'll
do
be-
is RSVP. Let Danny know that you're coming to the party. KZOK.com/Danny's birthday.
Cool. And that's important. Go and do that. I was just going to say, I've done a handful of live broadcasts throughout my life. This will be the first one that I mostly remember, which I think is cool. Because we did one in Philly when I was still drinking at some place that serves slushy drinks with 160 proof alcohol in them.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what happened there.
I remember people falling down, hurting themselves.
Lou or something like that. I actually remember that guy because I thought he died.
Crazy. Chandler's Crab House, South Lake Union. That is 5:30 a.m. to 9:30. Again, it is Friday, August 10th, live morning show broadcast. You don't need to buy a ticket. KZOK.com/Danny's birthday. Should be pretty memorable,
It should,
Danny.
well, we'll see. But is the bar open at 5:30 a.m. or should you just bring your own booze hidden in your boot?
They will have a bar, yeah.
Yeah, man. If I can't drink, then you most certainly should.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to make for a memorable birthday. And, you know, like you said, Danny, a lot of the time in the past, you don't remember a lot of stuff
No.
because you were drinking copious amounts of booze.
I feel that way about most of the 80s. I wonder what happened there. There's some pictures of me doing stuff that looks like fun.
You've been to great places that you maybe don't remember.
Maybe.
Danny, what was your most memorable birthday?
Well, I don't know about most, but the first one that pops to mind, I think I was 57. I'm 58, and in a couple of weeks, I'll be turning 59 years old. So I think I was 57. And these guys here and you guys there threw a birthday party for me at Safeco Field.
Yeah.
And not like the craziness of the world happened, just 1 or 200 really nice people. But having the run of Safeco Field in the middle of the day to walk around and just feel like the man, that was amazing to me.
That was
cool,
a
yeah.
Super
good
cool.
one. I forgot about that one. That was a great birthday
Yeah, it was
celebration.
a great one. Safeco Field. Somebody was it
Guns N' Roses? Yeah,
Guns
they
N'
played the
Roses.
after party.
I was the open. Yeah, they played the after party.
Yep. Well, you guys listening, what was your most memorable birthday celebration? Call us now. Let us know. 800-252-1025 or text your answer to 90627.
All right, so here is the deal on this. Wait, here's the deal on what?
We just announced your big birthday
Yeah,
party.
very exciting.
And do I want to tell them more about the birthday party?
Well, if you can tell them again, and we're asking people to call in to tell us about their most memorable birthday, because this is going to be one to remember.
Mine was one of the ones I had was I told you my 57th birthday party at Safeco Field. I don't know that it gets bigger or badder than that. That was amazing for me.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear from you guys. 800-252-1025. What was your most memorable birthday? Let's start with Albert in Bellevue.
Hiya, Albert.
Hey, Danny G, how's it going, baby?
It's all good, man. What's up?
Bro, it was my 18th birthday when I was living in Chicago. I got to see my first adult movie.
And was that a birthday party? That was a birthday thing? Your friends took you to see a porno?
My girlfriend took me.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
I would have killed to have my girlfriend take me to a porn at 18.
Yeah.
Something special's about to happen to Albert.
800-252-1025. Talking about what your most memorable birthday was. We just announced a big Danny Bonaduce birthday party, totally free, a live broadcast open to you guys, happening on August 10th. Let's hear from Joe in Seattle.
Hey, Joe.
Howdy, Danny.
How's it going, man?
Hey, real good. Even though the traffic is just dead stop here.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
sorry to hear.
we're in Seattle, man. That's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll live with it. But anyway, a couple of years ago, I turned 60. And on the Saturday of my birthday, my wife had told me I had to go to the daughter's church for her daughter's recital.
Yeah.
So, I went in and my granddaughter was leading me down the hall into the auditorium. And here was a music group and part of another group all singing happy birthday to me, and all the family and all my friends were there.
That is super sweet. When they involve your family, that's a good one. I have one now I think about it. Dante was only 2, yet my ex-wife was willing to spend $400 on a party for this kid who doesn't even know where he was. But it was at Chuck E. Cheese, and that's the one where Eric Estrada got stuck in the tubes. And, everybody was at the bed. We didn't even hurry to get the poor guy out. We were just watching him be stuck in the tubes.
Anya in Lacey, what was your most memorable birthday?
Hey, Anya.
Hey, how's it going? Well, in 1995, my birthday is in February, and I was married then, and I told my then husband that I wanted a daughter for my birthday. So, of course, we did the deed thing, the wonderful thing, and then 9 months later, I got a daughter.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. I'm assuming when you blew out the candle, that's what you wished for, because you sure got it 9 months later.
Some people plan their birthday well in advance.
Yeah.
A listener who texted into 90627 says, I had my first legal drink on the air with Danny in Chicago for my 21st birthday.
Holy
Well, that's
moly.
cool. Who's that?
That's Dave in
Hey,
Illinois.
Dave.
What up, Dave?
Nice to talk to you. I miss you.
Mike in Port Ludlow, he texted into 90627. He was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on an aircraft carrier, and when his birthday came up, the skipper said, "Hey, go ahead and take the day off. Go wherever you want."
Super funny.
I had a very sweet birthday memory. My Dungeons and Dragons group threw a special session for my birthday, and my fiance made a bundt cake that looked like a volcano because my character's name is Lava.
You know what?
I'm sorry. That's adorable.
I
Yeah, it
gotta
really
tell
is.
you, having a girl, an adult girl that will support your Dungeons and Dragons thing and your Dungeons and Dragons friends, that's
Yeah.
a real thing. And then to make you a bundt cake,
Yeah.
I hope you latched on her. How old was he for that birthday?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Okay, well, if you're a
43.
kid and you're not, she's not in the picture anymore, well, that's it. But if you were an adult, you should grab that
She's a
girl.
keeper. My birthday is right before Christmas, so I would say 99% of people completely forget my birthday. So some of my most memorable birthdays are just people in my life not remembering and
we
feeling
all
sad.
say it's because it's so close to Christmas.
Yeah.
That's why we forget.
So your most memorable birthday, you're mad about something?
No, I was going to say most people forget it, but my husband has never forgotten my birthday, and he actually proposed to me on my birthday
That's adorable.
many moons ago.
Did you tell him that you wanted a coat?
Did I tell him I wanted a coat?
For a gift instead of a marriage proposal. Something you could wear during the winter.
Paul, what was your most memorable birthday?
Well, my birthday's on April 20th, the stoner holiday, 420.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody who hears about that, they're like, "Oh, yeah, buddy, 420, man." But I'm really not like a pot guy. But on my birthday, when I was living in Denmark, I just happened to go on this bus tour around Europe. We went to, it was like 18 days, a bunch of different countries around Western and Central Europe. And we ended up on my 19th birthday on 420 in Amsterdam. And I was
You
like,
got it. You got it.
I was some kind of celebrity because it's all tourists there, especially on 420.
Yep.
And so some of these other exchange students are just telling everyone we meet, like, "Oh, it's his birthday. His birthday is on 420." And everybody's just like, "This is the greatest thing ever."
That's hilarious.
I did not find that much of a pot community in Amsterdam. Was I just looking in the wrong place?
See, the thing is, it's not. Yeah, it's it's there, but it's all touristy. It's not really a lot
but
of
it's
people.
is it those coffee shops?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. They like nobody in there nobody was smoking.
Right.
Like in there, they were discussing smoking.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you could buy stuff to take with you. I mean, we've got way more pot here than Amsterdam. Yet Amsterdam's all famous.
Well, that's because this is new here. Back in the day, that's where you had to go to get it legally.
To do it legally.
Yeah.
To do it legally. Yeah.
Let's talk to Ole on Camino Island.
Ole. All right. Hi, Ole.
Ole.
Holy.
Ole.
Don't tell us not to sing.
What's up, Oli?
And I'm Norwegian.
Oh.
My wife bought me a 2003 anniversary Corvette on my 50th birthday.
Holy smokes.
Also a keeper. There's the Dungeon and Dragon girl, and then the Corvette purchaser girl.
Yeah.
All keepers.
Ole.
Oli.
Ole.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I said.
And I'm not Norwegian. I'm not sure why I said that.
Did you say you were Norwegian?
No, you're Hungarian, right?
He says I'm Norwegian. I said I am too.
Everybody's Norwegian.
Everybody's
sir.
Yeah, on
Norwegian.
420.
Tori, what was your most memorable birthday?
For my 13th birthday, my parents took me to Victoria, Canada, and I got to stay at the Empress Hotel, have a fancy dinner. I went to the Bug Museum, and I went to the Miniature Museum, and I got a diamond necklace.
That's like the best birthday
Yeah,
ever.
It was kind of great.
Yeah.
The Miniature Museum is like one of my favorite places on planet Earth.
Isn't it amazing?
I hate
so
it.
fun.
Why?
Because they keep thinking I'm an exhibit.
That was good.
Tori, what are your parents doing on 420? Because I want to celebrate my birthday the exact same way.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Sounds
I'll
awesome.
call my dad.
Derek, what was your most memorable birthday?
I was turning 3 years old, and I had a race car cake, and it was the coolest cake I'd ever seen in the 3 years that I'd been alive. And someone held it up for a picture, but they held it like straight up and down, and it slid off the tray and just landed on the floor, and I just cried. And I want to cry right now just thinking about it.
Wow, that's the saddest thing I ever heard.
It's a memory I'll never forget.
So your partner in there gets diamond necklaces and you get squished cake. This
Exactly.
seems
Pretty much.
unfair.
Well, if you missed it, the big announcement this morning, KZOK throwing Danny a big birthday bash, and you guys listening are all invited.
Is that free, right?
It is
Yeah.
free. We'll be doing a live morning show broadcast Friday, August 10th from Chandler's Crab House in South Lake Union. Starts at 5:30, goes to 9:30. You guys can stop by for some or all of it. Danny's going to have a big birthday cake. There's going to be special appearances, giveaways, so much fun stuff going on. Plus, free breakfast from Schwartz Brothers Bakery. We ask is that you RSVP, KZOK.com/Danny's birthday. Free party, celebrating the Dooch Man.
Come on out.
All right. As we said, make sure to get all the info, KZOK.com/Danny's birthday, and we will be right back with your news. News is brought to you by Car Pros Rent and Kia. 2 Bellevue police officers were injured this morning when their motorcycles collided as they escorted a portable school classroom along I-405. This crash happened about 5 o'clock this morning, northbound 405 near 112th Avenue. Both of those officers are expected to be okay, but all lanes of northbound 405 were blocked. They said there was a 6-mile backup.
Wow. And I saw that yesterday.
What did you see?
On the way to and from the airport. It turned out to be, I believe, a celebration of that officer's life who was hit by another policeman while chasing another. They had shut down all the on-ramps, and it looked crazy. I'm looking at the freeway. You could see no cars. And as Amy and I were discussing what kind of weird oddity is this, because it really looked like a lunar landing on the freeway, then all of a sudden the cops 2 by 2 on motorcycles came by, maybe 100 of them. And I didn't know we had 100 motorcycle cops here.
Yes, this was an accident. This was a motorcycle accident. They said this is still a very congested area. Derek will continue to keep you posted on traffic throughout this morning.
The cops are okay physically, but they're going to get made fun of by their fellow motorcycle cops that they crashed into each other.
They crashed into each other.
Yeah.
Is that what's going to happen?
Don't you
They're
think?
Take a beating in the locker room?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
A man is in the hospital after being shot by a Skagit County Sheriff's deputy last night. Investigators say they got a 911 call near Big Lake. When deputies arrived, there was a domestic violence situation between 2 adult brothers. When they went into the home, one of those brothers grabbed a knife and attacked one of the deputies. A different deputy fired his gun, shooting that man with a knife. He is now at Harborview with serious injuries. The deputy was injured but has been released from the hospital. A bomb exploded outside the U.S. Embassy in Beijing this morning, wounding the lone assailant. Now, the police are describing this weapon as some sort of firework device, and they do not have a motive. The man is from China's Inner Mongolia region. He was injured and taken to the hospital.
Right, but when you say it was a firework thing, it was modified into some kind of a bomb, right?
Police described the weapon as merely a, quote, firework device, end quote.
I saw it put a crater in the street. No, that shows you. You see people hurt every year playing with fireworks, but it was intended to do damage or something. It's a protest or something, right?
They do not know a motive. Yeah.
That's a crater in the sidewalk that looked like a motive. But what kind of a loser do you feel like when you want to protest something and you blow just your fingers off?
We, earlier in the show, we're talking about some scientists who claim to have found underwater, that's not the right word, under ice lake, on Mars. But those of you who would like to view Mars with your own eyes, you will have a chance to do so because tomorrow, Mars will be brighter in the night sky than it has been in 15 years due to an astronomical event called opposition. That happens when the Earth passes directly between the sun and Mars, or when Mars is directly opposite the sun in our skies. So back in 2003 was the last time it has gotten this close, and it was the closest it had been in 60,000 years.
Wow.
So this is a big deal.
How do you know? Who marked that on their calendar?
This week's event, they say, will not happen again until August 28th of the year 2287. So this is a big event tomorrow because
I'm busy that day, so I'm not going to make it.
Plans.
If you would like to view it, they said I'm trying to do my time change. 12:50 Pacific time in the morning will be the best time to see it. We've got a lot of different planetary stuff happening right now. A bunch of different planets are visible. So even if you look up in the night sky tonight, you have a chance of seeing planets, which is pretty neat. A traveler on a Canadian road captured video of the moment a black bear charged at a tourist who had gotten out of her car to take photos of the animal. So the video shows the filmer. The car is traveling down the road in Alberta, and somebody sees a bear.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to get out of my car and take some pictures of that bear.
Yeah, that's smart.
Someone else sees this happen and thinks, oh my gosh, Becky, I'm going to take some pictures of this crazy lady.
When that girl gets her head ripped off, I want to make sure to have my pictures going.
Yes.
But they stayed in their car, right?
Yes. So the person who is capturing the video said they saw this happen. Their people are all getting out of their car, and all of a sudden, we see the bear charging the woman. Now, fortunately, the bear runs up to her and then like kind of veers left and goes around her and doesn't actually maul her. She got very lucky.
Wow. That's really because you would not expect that. You'd expect it to eat her face.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't an appetizing looking face.
Well, that's just super uncool. That bear didn't care enough to maul me.
Yeah, that lady has to
Call
feel
me.
terrible. I'm not pretty enough to get mauled by a bear.
And one mom is sharing a video of her son helping his little sister remove a loose tooth. I'm sure we can all remember having a loose tooth, wanting it out, and your brother or sister helping you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can clearly remember my oldest brother tying tooth floss
Yeah, right.
to my tooth and slamming the door.
Yeah.
Only my tooth wasn't very loose, and I just slammed into the door, and the tooth did not come out.
Wow.
In this case, the kid ties the loose tooth to a Nerf dart, which he then fires.
Oh, I really like this kid, even if he's stupid.
35 miles per hour is how fast a foam dart can be shot out of a Nerf gun.
Really?
Mom encouraged it. Mom let him do it. And that little girl is now missing a tooth.
But that's good, right?
Yes.
All right. So it's not like this lady's going to go to jail for neglect or anything like that.
I'm sure somebody's mad at this lady.
And somebody's always mad at something.
Yeah.
But he didn't tie it to the wrong tooth. He tied it to the tooth that
Right.
was loose.
I thought they were going to tie it to a car, the mom's
Oh.
car.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was expecting to happen.
Oh, no. Thankfully, it was just a Nerf dart. But mission accomplished. And the video shows the kids like cheering in celebration. They're so
My
excited.
dad pulled all my loose teeth with pliers.
Oh, Danny.
But that's because he's a bad guy. That sounds terrible. It never hurt. It wasn't a thing. The teeth were loose, and he just go, "Come on, I'll get that for you." It was kind of the best time I had with that guy.
Oh, my goodness.
But yeah, they all came out easily. But it looked weird because he's just digging in with pliers into the mouth of a
Ooh.
4-year-old.
Paul, did your sisters and brothers help your teeth come out?
Oh, yeah, we did the doorknob thing
Okay.
for sure.
Hopefully more successful than me, who's broken.
Yeah,
arms.
no, we waited until it was loose enough that it would come out.
Come out and not pull you towards the door.
Jellybean hates that. She wants to just wiggle it for weeks until it finally comes out on its own. She doesn't want me to tie the floss around it and pull or anything.
Well, I'm sure if we shot video of you doing that, then you would be the father in trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure I would.
Yeah. A zoo in Cairo has been caught trying to pass one of its beasts off as something it was not. An animal sanctuary in Cairo had an exhibit, and one person spotted something a little bit unusual. They saw a zebra.
Yeah.
And they went up to the zebra and they said, that's weird because where is that mane? They have a really distinctive mane of very short, bristly,
Right. Yeah.
cool-looking hair. They said, that's weird that it has long ears and it doesn't have that mane. He went a little closer, and that's when he realized it was a painted ass.
Really?
It was a donkey that somebody painted to look like a zebra in the zoo.
That would seem weirder to me if I hadn't seen it 500 times in Tijuana.
Yeah.
They're on every corner, and it's a donkey painted like a zebra wearing a sombrero, and you go take pictures with it. But pull it off in a zoo? That seems
zoo.
weird. Although, am I being weird that I think Cairo, why would I ever believe that Cairo had a zoo? That would not be the top of my list. It seems hot and nasty. How are you going to take care of the polar bear in Cairo?
And an employee responsible for logging changes in address and vehicle ownership at the California DMV slept at least 3 hours a day at her desk for 4 years and still has a job.
Wow.
She spent 2,200 hours napping between February of 2014 and December of 2017, which means she completed less than half of the expected work and cost the state more than $40,000.
All right, so what's happening to this lady?
According to a worker misconduct report, they kept reporting her, and she had a doctor's note that said she needs to take naps. She continues to work for the state.
She's there this very day.
They cannot fire her.
That seems all this not firing people. It seems crazy to me. You gotta send them some kind of note and have some kind of sensitivity meeting or some such crap. I remember my boss wanted to fire some guy, and I thought firing a guy means you're the boss and you look at that guy and you go, "Hey man, sorry, you're fired. Here's whatever, seven, blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
No, it takes like weeks and weeks and weeks of paperwork to fire a guy.
You got to give him his 90-day warning.
Yeah, at the very least.
Well, a lot of people are finding out about this, and they're pretty angry and pretty upset that the company, that the DMV, the state, couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, no wonder the lines are so long. It's so slow at the DMV. There's people sleeping in the back.
People napping, yeah.
And
So she slept half the day and wasted $40,000. Does that mean we're paying her $80,000? Like that's her salary if she slept half the day and it was a waste of $40,000?
Yeah, because I guess it's an 8-hour day. She slept 3 hours a day, and one of those hours is lunch. So,
Right, and other things. They're complaining about the work that was lost.
Yeah.
That she could have completed this and did not. I don't know that she gets paid $80,000.
Maybe she gets paid $180,000. You never know. A New Jersey teenager fended off a man armed with a knife who tried to rob him by spraying the bandit in the face with a power washer. The teenager was in his driveway in Absecon. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a robber approached him with a pocket knife, and he runs up to him and goes towards Ritz Drive, and the kid gets scared. He knows that this guy's coming up to him with a knife, so he grabs his washer because he's cleaning his car.
Sure.
Blasts the dude in the face and scared him away.
That would do it.
Yeah.
If you ever wash your car, it's one of those just for fun. Thought you'd hit somebody with it.
Right.
They almost never laugh when you do that. Thank God that guy didn't have a Swiss Army knife. He could have just kept coming back time after like 12 times. I'm getting you with the tweezers now. Give me the money.
An accused carjacker's plan to hide from police did not work out so well following a bizarre series of events. John Terrace Kelly, age 22, carjacked a woman in front of a hardware store. Now, he had approached the 53-year-old victim to ask her about the location of the store. Then, while distracting her, he tries to steal her purse. They struggle with the purse, and then he can't get control of the purse, so he gets into her car and drives away. Minutes later, he crashes the car. It goes up in flames. Now, police say he then fled and tried to hide from the police in a trash can.
Yeah, I've tried something similar to that before.
And how did that end for you, Danny?
I'm feeling like an idiot when they just lift up the top of the dumpster and go,
Right.
"Okay, man, you're busted." They didn't even act surprised. They knew, and they must have known I was there.
Yeah, they knew he was there. He was trying to hide in a garbage can without a lid. They were able to spot him.
Busted.
It's a pretty great story in the news. A mother was at Six Flags, and she was with her husband and their daughter, and she's pregnant, went into labor. First responders arrived. They weren't able to get her to the hospital because she was really in labor.
Right.
Gave birth at Six Flags to a little boy named Matthew. And guess what they got?
Free admission for life.
You got it.
Ah, that's cool.
Just
No.
the kid or the parent? Do the parents get to come back?
All of them.
That's awesome.
So the mother,
Did
son,
you really think a brand new baby child got to go there for life by itself?
Well, I would think that the parents would have to pay for their tickets, but
You got to teach that kid to drive. He's going to get down there. It's all going to be nothing but a hassle. Yeah, I would assume the family gets to go.
Well, no, but that's a good point. I never thought about that, Paul, that if the baby is born in the air, the baby gets free flights for life.
right, but
Mom
not everybody.
doesn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't give the whole family the plane tickets.
See,
for life.
I would have thought they'd give at least the mom. The
No.
hard part is giving birth.
Mom
The
doesn't
baby-
get anything except a whole lot of grief because kids are pains in the neck.
You don't give the whole family free Chick-fil-A, right?
Nope.
I would have thought for sure the mom gets the free whatever the baby gets.
That would
No.
make sense, yeah.
Typically only the baby, and thankfully in this case, the whole family.
Well,
all
that's
four
an
of them.
adorable story. They should get their own flag. It should be 7 flags. Picture that little baby up on one.
A family spending the day on Fontana Lake in North Carolina were shocked to see something unusual swimming towards their boat. Wayne Robbins and the family were enjoying a day on the lake when a rattlesnake slithered towards their boat.
So gross. I don't care if it's poisonous or not. Snakes swimming?
Yeah, swimming snakes are
man, it's
scary.
the end of days.
Well, of course, Dad whips out his phone, starts filming the whole thing. You can hear the kids going, "Oh my God, it's a rattlesnake!" Everybody's freaking out because the snake sees them and is charging. So the rattlesnake...
Charging?
It saw them, and you can see the rattlesnake's like going right towards
What
them.
up? Yeah.
It's probably like, hey, that's a boat. That looks like fun. And according to experts, rattlesnakes can swim, and they can swim on the surface and under the surface.
Wow, I didn't ever think about that because I know that they can swim.
Yeah.
And I have had the pleasure of seeing snakes swim in my lifetime, and like I said, it's horrifying. But I never thought about, you got your dive card on you, and that thing just dives down, and just pops up wherever it wants. How
I'm
scary
not
is
sure.
that?
I'm not sure I'm ever going in the water again.
Yeah.
This video is traumatizing. The snake actually makes it halfway up the boat. They have to shoo him away.
Shoo.
Shoo.
Shoo, go away, snake.
Rattlesnake.
You can see it at KZOK.com.
Thank you, Tori. And Kit Kat bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know what a Kit Kat bar looks like, right? Four trapezoidal bars aligned on a rectangular base. That's technically what they
That's
are.
how I would describe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Then I'd mention chocolate.
throw
those
the
are
word rhombus in there somewhere.
covered in chocolate. Now, everybody knows what a Kit Kat bar looks like. However, in England, there was a court case going on trying to stop knockoff Kit Kats. They lost. They said this shape is not enough for them to get a trademark.
Oh, Kit Kat lost.
Wow.
Yes.
So anybody could make a Kit Kat looking bar.
Yep. You could call it maybe
Cat Kit.
Cat Kit, Kitty Cat. They lost.
Those are too close. I think they would lose that court
They
case.
didn't lose this. I'm
Yeah.
shocked that they didn't lose this.
I was too. So they were fighting against knockoff Kit Kats and lost.
Because
Nestle.
it seems like you can trademark anything. There is a company that owns my likeness from 1970 to 1975, and I cannot, without asking permission, show a picture of myself those years. Now, it seemed
That's
like
crazy.
hey, that's crazy, right?
But did you sell that off, or did your parents sell that
I have
off?
no idea. Screen Gems Television owns my likeness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the brand name itself is not being contested. You can only have one Kit Kat bar, but the shape and design of it cannot be trademarked. Police are looking for a trio of women who they say went into a Lululemon store and fled with almost $20,000 worth of pants.
So that's like 3 pairs of pants from Lululemon.
Yeah, seriously. They went into the store in Fresno, had big purses, just grabbed boatloads of Lululemon pants, stuffed them in their purse, and walked out.
Wow.
They're gone. I don't know how the resale market is for Lululemon pants, but
You know, if you've got, have you ever been to a Tupperware party?
I have not.
Okay, I have. And you'd think it's a made up thing. And instead, there's a bunch of ladies cackling, having the world's best time. Did you know that you have to burp your Tupperware?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, you burp your Tupperware at a party. People go insane with goodness.
News this morning brought to you by CarPros Rent and Kia. When we come back, an update to the health of Mike Nesmith from the Monkees. A terrible story in music news about a Seattle landmark. Tori is going to tell us all the new music that is coming out in stores tomorrow. Plus, we've got entertainment and sports next. Starting with music news, a couple of weeks ago, we found out the Monkees tour had been canceled because Michael Nesmith had collapsed. We are now finding out what happened to him.
Cool.
He has spoken out, and Michael Nesmith of the Monkees is recovering from quadruple bypass heart surgery.
Oh.
He had that on stage and then passed out? Or did he had that before and then tried to go on stage?
He went through heart failure, went to the hospital where he then had quadruple bypass heart surgery.
Wow.
He said he did not have a heart attack, but his heart failed.
And then he had quadruple bypass without even having a heart attack. Wow, my goodness gracious. When he made this announcement, did he whisper? Because I find that guy really hard to hear.
He is a quiet talker.
Yeah.
And happy birthday
Thank
to
you.
Mick Jagger.
Oh.
75 years old today.
It's not quite your birthday yet, Danny.
No.
It's coming up, though.
And he's not quite Danny Bonaduce.
No,
he can try.
that's true.
I bet nobody is having a party at Chandler's Crab House in South Lake Union for Mick Jagger.
No, that's exactly right, Sarah.
Absolutely.
If you missed it, we are having a big Bonaduce birthday bash.
No,
Friday.
the Bonaduce bath is down the street.
Friday.
And it's not a bath, right? We're not giving you a bath.
Hey, you don't know what I might want.
I'm just going to call it a birthday party. Friday, August 10th, we are doing a live broadcast from Chandler's Crab House. We are asking all of you to join us. Starts at 5:30, goes through 9:30. Lots going on, and you can attend for absolutely free. You can get all the details on RSVP, KZOK.com/Danny's birthday.
Cool. I am excited about this.
You should be.
Not
It's gonna be
just about my
fabulous.
birthday. I think taking the show on the road, if you will, is always exciting.
And we're brabbing people. There's going to be lots of prizes and free breakfast
Cake.
from
Yeah,
Schwartz
yeah.
Brothers
Cake.
Bakery.
Yep. And cake.
They're
Did I
playing.
mention
Cake.
Cake's playing.
Cake, yeah.
Is cake playing?
No, there's going to be
No.
birthday cake there.
Oh, when I said you can eat some cake, I completely misunderstood. I didn't like that bad.
So that's all the fun news. And now the sad news.
Wow.
We just celebrated the 79th anniversary of the Showbox, and now we are getting word that people who own the building that houses the Showbox is going to tear it down and replace it with residences, office space, hotel.
You know, I've been there a couple times. It was neat. I saw, who the hell did I see there? You remember everything. Who the hell did I see?
I don't know who. Oh, Hanson.
No, but I saw some, not the Kinks, whoever it was. I saw somebody who was great. My wife's been there a few times, but I think this guy's
animals.
Zombies.
The zombies. Thank you, dear. You know, I think everybody has nostalgia and that's lovely, but it's this guy's right to make $80 million. He owns that spot and they're going to build a high rise. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Just what we need, a 44-story tower with 442 residential units.
It's totally what we need. Yeah, it's completely what we need. It's what he needs. And here's the way to do it, because I was looking into this. He has all sorts of rights. He could save the famous marquee and sign that says Showbox. That would be a great. Do your high tower and have it always, forever and evermore, have it say Showbox. And you can change the shows or dates of what's going on. It's Steve's bar mitzvah today or something like that.
I get why people are upset, though. So many memories tied up with concerts that you've attended there over the years.
Yeah, I get why they're upset. I'm just saying this guy is totally within bounds as far as I'm concerned.
Does it change your opinion if I tell you he's Canadian?
Oh, now we
yes,
totally hate him.
What a jerk tearing down the
It's a group. It's not even a guy. It's a group called Ani Group, and they're
It's got to be
based-
illegal.
Yeah, it must
Canadians.
It's based out of Vancouver.
Yeah, I don't like. Which one?
The people who own it. Which Vancouver? Oh,
Yeah.
Canada. I said they're Canadian. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, sometimes.
Today's Thursday.
I know what that means.
It means tomorrow's Friday. New
I know what that
music
means.
In stores. Box sets seem to be the name of the game with these new releases week after week. I don't know if that's going to be true for this week. What's the story, Tori?
Yes, we've got a lot of box sets and a couple vinyl releases. So first up, Molly Hatchet is releasing Fall of the Peacemakers 1980 to 1985. This legendary Southern rock band is being celebrated with a 4 CD box set. It's going to feature the albums Take No Prisoners, No Guts, No Glory, The Deed Is Done, and Double Trouble Live.
Wow.
Pretty good names.
Yeah.
As album names go, because people can get stupid, overly creative. I like those.
Well, I was reading them and it sounds like they're like serial killers.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what I
like,
liked
they're
about
all
it.
so negative. But so this is actually off their live album, Mississippi Queen, and it features Ted Nugent.
Oh, neat.
So, yeah. It's only $24, guys, so you got to
Bargain.
pick it up.
Wow.
I mean, considering what we've seen price tag wise,
Like
that is-
$300 box sets is
Yeah.
normally what they're going for.
I thought Mississippi Queen was by a band named Mountain.
It is. So this is covered by Molly Hatchet featuring Ted Nugent. That's like too much Southern rock.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to take.
Am I correct? Are we getting something new from Twisted Sister frontman Dee Snider?
Yes, we are. So Dee Snider is releasing For the Love of Metal. So the voice of Twisted Sister is releasing his 4th solo album. It's super heavy metal. This new record was produced by Hatebreed vocalist Jamie Josta and features artists like Howard Jones of Killswitch Engage and Mark Morton from Lamb of God.
Oh, so this is really in-your-face metal.
Oh, super heavy. If you guys want to hear a
Yeah.
bit, this is Become the Storm.
Can you imagine being the drummer for this band? Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, for like 8 minutes.
All
Your
the
tribes
time.
would explode.
Melt your face off.
Yeah.
Dee
And
Snider.
so much more modern than I expected.
Yeah.
Like it's, this would fit in right now on a hard rock station.
Yeah.
I think it kind of sounds like, one of those emo teenage metal bands like Black Veil Brides.
Oh, yeah, just like that.
A little
That's a little
Totally.
Avenged
Totally.
Sevenfold-ish.
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
All right, I also see what might be another box set from Dire Straits, or is this a reissue? What's happening here?
Yes, both of those. So Dire Straits is re-releasing their studio albums 1978 to 1991. This is going to feature 6 iconic albums from the band, including Communic, Making Movies, Love Over Gold, Brothers in Arms, and Every Street. So everything's going to be remastered on 180-gram vinyl and will feature original artwork.
Ooh, I want that
What was
one.
is it Dire Straits we're talking about?
Yes.
What was their biggest hit?
Oh, gosh.
Money for Nothing?
Yeah.
Mine for
exactly.
Nothing was that? That's what I thought it was.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll listen to these guys again.
Well, I want to apologize because I've given them so much hate, and this album, what is this? Brothers in Arms,
Oh, it's so
is
good.
incredible.
Yeah,
They were upset about that too, Tori. I've been getting letters from the band.
I know, right?
said-
John Fogerty, everybody. I'm just hating.
Yeah, Dire Straits, I think, a little underrated. You put on
Totally.
some of these and listen to them front to back, and they are just fantastic.
Yeah.
So what, do we have a price tag on this one?
$230.
Oh, yeah, I'm on my way to
I
the
was
ATM.
on my way. I just turned around. All right, we have talked a little bit about Iggy Pop, his super weird project, but this album is now ready to come out.
Yes. So Iggy and Underworld are teaming together to do an EP called Tea Time Dub Encounters.
Sure.
So to refresh on that, Underworld are a British electronic music group formed in the 80s, known for their visual dynamic style. They're more like atmospheric than like heavy rave EDM music.
Oh, yeah.
So they're collaborating with Iggy, and they did this EP. It's only 4 songs. They recorded it in a hotel room.
Oh my goodness.
It's a lot of this if you want to hear it.
Because they're too stopped up.
So
Remember,
terrible.
Underworld-
It's a lot of terrible.
Underworld are best known in America for doing Train Spotting.
Yes.
Born Slippy, I think was the name of the song, and it was great. But like she said, it's atmospheric, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's not dance.
I think
melt your
Iggy
face.
Pop should put out an album called Put Your Shirt Back On. No, I mean, he was like this gnarly, ripped up. Who knew? Because did he do sit-ups? Why did he look like that? It was amazing. Now he's got like 70-year-old guy skin that does just weird stuff, and you should put your shirt back on.
This is like William Shatner sounding to me.
Totally. Oh my gosh, this is just like that. They actually met on Train Spotting too. That's how they started
Right on.
collabing.
Very
William
cool.
Shatner?
I think
Yes.
she doesn't mean William Shatner.
Oh,
That would be cool though.
yeah.
Iggy Pop and Underworld. So does Iggy Pop was he on the new Train Spotting 2?
He was.
Gotcha.
Yes, on the soundtrack.
It's making total sense now.
Yep.
All right, I'm also seeing some vinyl from some rock legends.
Yes, so U2 is re-releasing, okay, I'm going to butcher this, but is it Achtung Baby?
Achtung.
Achtung. Oh, sorry.
Achtung Baby.
Achtung Baby and Zorupa?
Zorupa. She's a big U2 fan.
Oh, you
Well,
can tell.
We've
can't you?
got Black Veil Does the Wave Smurfy Time. That's a band she can say.
Oh gosh. Well, so Achtung Baby was
Achtung.
Achtung Baby
Gesundheit.
was released in 1991 and
Yeah.
features more industrial electronic sounds than U2 did previously. And Zorupa was released. Zorupa was released in 1993.
Our boss's favorite band too.
Oh.
I was
I hope he's
thinking,
listening.
I'm so sorry.
the only band we actually play, and it's coming out, Achu Dusty.
Tori, say some terrible stuff about Nebraska too. That'll make the captain happy.
Love it.
Okay, so these releases are going to be pressed onto high quality vinyl.
I gotta. What releases?
Oh, you're so evil.
I know, I feel bad. But yeah.
The new U2 releases
But
from
okay,
U2.
one thing I can say, this is an awesome song, and the Edge is singing, and I didn't know he did that. This is called Numb.
Oh, yeah.
Don't take it on board.
It's the one U2 song I do like.
And this is probably one of the least favorite songs of U2 fans.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And when
All
you
right.
say the Edge is singing, you mean he's the person talking?
Yeah.
He's like William Shatner.
He's
and Iggy
this
Pop.
one's William Shatner.
There you go. Threesome. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that
What?
took a weird turn.
No,
Wow.
not.
What?
Oh
What?
God. Never mind.
Anything else, Tori?
I mean,
the
she's
rest-
right. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. The rest will be up at KZOK.com.
All right. Thank you very much.
Depends on who
problem.
the other two guys are, really.
There is a very funny picture circulating social media of, Danny, your boyfriend, Jared Leto.
Yeah. Love me some Leto.
He and an actress named Sophia are hanging out with a bunch of people, and there's video that shows him making popcorn.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned way. So you get a
Microwave.
You get a big pot, you put oil in it, and then you put a couple kernels in. As soon as they pop, you put in the popcorn and you shake it. Well, it did not go well. He caught fire.
He caught fire?
He caught fire.
Wow.
Yeah, the pot burst into flames. He caught fire. Thankfully, his hair and eyelashes are okay.
Yeah, that's the important thing, although his face counts too.
Yeah, he said a sense of humor about the incident. He posted the video with the title, Best Cook Ever.
Yeah, I like it. Can you believe that guy has an Academy Award?
He's a good actor, man.
He's pretty. And allegedly
Yeah.
might be able to play guitar. I don't know. I can't really tell. But an Academy Award? Really?
Star Wars actor Peter Mayhew has received spinal injury to help improve his mobility. This is the guy who plays Chewbacca.
Oh, okay.
7'2". He is actually that tall inside his Chewbacca costume.
Sure.
74 years old. And he has...
Oh, he can't continue to do that?
He has done everyone. He's been Chewbacca in every
Really?
movie.
That's amazing. It's so hot in that suit, and then you turn on the crazy lights.
And not necessary either. They don't have to keep hiring
Right.
him. They could hire a different guy every time.
And it doesn't have to be a guy that's 7'2", I don't think.
Right.
Could guy be a guy 6'10" wearing a hat.
Yes.
They're very respectful of that in Star Wars, that it's the same dude playing C-3P.
A few too many P's in there, but yeah.
I'm like Tori with U2 albums right now. So it's the same dude in R2-D2. Like they do keep it all the same people,
Yeah.
even though, Danny, you're right, they don't have to.
No, they absolutely don't have to.
Put a hat on anyone.
I'm right.
You're totally right.
I'm totally right.
I mean,
feel
I
right.
said it, but Danny's right.
Yeah.
Either way.
Oh, I thought he said it. Whoops.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Nice to meet you. Famed chef and television magnate Gordon Ramsay has landed a new home on National Geographic. He'll be embarking on a culinary journey that draws connections between exploration, adventure, and food with a dash of friendly competition. It's called Uncharted.
No, it's called Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
No, it's
through the Anthony Bourdain in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Bourdain could not have survived in the jungle. He was a real city guy.
He didn't.
But this is him going into the forests.
Yeah,
hunting
they're going to cook up some
tarantulas.
grubs and tarantulas. Yeah.
Okay.
And remember, Gordon Ramsay was an Ironman competitor. He is super fit.
I did not remember that because I didn't know it. He did that?
Yeah, he is.
I interviewed that guy. I never talked to him about that. That's kind of interesting.
It's on the newer side of things. So you probably haven't interviewed him in a while.
20 years.
Yeah, he has started doing all sorts of running, marathoning. He's in crazy shape. So this will start production this fall and airing next year.
Yeah, Paul and I love us some cooking shows, but for me, I'm not hearing it on that one.
Yeah, I mean, and I like him a lot.
It seems
I
like more
watch
of a game
almost
show.
all his shows.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to cook grubs and stuff. You know, I like to watch the cooking shows with food that I would actually cook.
Yeah, and that you could recreate.
Tomorrow night, Danny, you're going to be at Snoqualmie Casino, part
am.
of their free Concert Friday series at the outdoor Mountain View Plaza. Snoqualmie Casino, Danny Bonaduce tomorrow from 7 till 9 p.m. You can get all the info at snocasino.com. Tomorrow, speaking of television, The Count from History Channel's Counting Cars.
Oh, yeah.
His band Counts 77 will be the performer. Should
Very
be
cool.
a fun time.
Should be a fun time. And I can hassle that guy about cars.
There you go.
I want one.
You might want to wait till he's not performing.
Nope. First thing when I meet him. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of your show. Car.
Can you and the band pipe down for just a minute? Stop with the music. I'm trying to talk to you.
chat.
Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY, 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The Mariners' big win over the San Francisco Giants, 3-2. Gene Segura hit an RBI single in the 8th to help propel them past the Evil Giants. Tomorrow they head to California to play one of the other evil teams, and the Angels. That sounded weird.
Yeah, they don't sound evil. They sound like, I don't know what's the word. Oh, yeah, Angels.
7:07 start time on Root Sports. Wade LeBlanc getting the ball against Andrew Heaney. The Sounders beat the San Jose Earthquakes 1-0 yesterday. They are off until Sunday when they play NYCFC. Match time is 2. And we are getting some news about Conor McGregor this morning. Yeah, Conor McGregor was in court this morning where he caught a break. He will not be spending any time in jail because prosecutors dropped the felony charge against him. Had he been convicted of a violent felony, he would have been deported, which would have had a big impact on his UFC career.
Oh, because that happened, was it here? Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
and he'd have been kicked out of America? That would have been a big bummer on your career for sure.
So he pled guilty to the lesser charge, a plea deal. The felony count was dismissed. Guilty to misdemeanor disorderly conduct, 5 days community service, anger management, and he has to pay for the damage he caused when he wreaked havoc on that bus.
Anger management could ruin that guy's career. And that's all he is, a big ball. I don't want. He threatens to kill folks. Remember the good old days of I'll kill you. Mike Tyson at a press conference threatened to kill the guy who was going to fight, then leave the fight and go eat his children. Remember that? And the guy had no kids. That really happened.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys, 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Now, Saturday, Paul, you are going to be hanging out at Car Toys in Linwood?
That's right. It's the 31st annual Car Toys tent sale.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have awesome deals on car audio, car video, safety tech. And I'm going to be hanging out there from 11 to 1. Come say hi to me. You can win some prizes. They're going to give me some gear to give away, cool car gear to give away. And I'm going to have an enter to win for Foo Fighters tickets.
Nice.
Ooh.
So that should be fun. It's just off I-5 on 196, the Car Toys in Linwood, 11 to 1 on Saturday.
I love that store. Car Toys in general, but I love that store right now because you were there.
Yeah.
But you can make like a 2006 kind of a brand new car. You can put a backup camera on anything. I didn't know that. They drill a tiny little hole that you can never see, and you got a backup. You got them beepers when you switch lanes. It's pretty cool. I like the stuff they sell there.
And this sale right here, the Car Toys tent sale, is the time to do it because you're going to get the best price you can ever get.
Fantastic. KZOK.com. I have a brand new beer blog. I went to a place called No Anchor in Belltown. I got kind of mad at my friend who recommended it because I thought it was a cocktail bar. I go in there. It's a beer bar.
It is.
It's great. Absolutely fantastic place. So that beer blog is up right now, KZOK.com. My beer blog is sponsored by 210 Brewing Company at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, KZOK.com. While you are there looking at my beer blog, make sure to RSVP for, you say it, Paul.
Danny Bonaduce's birthday broadcast bash bonanza, right?
This close. This close. I don't feel that you made it.
Bonaduce's birthday bash broadcast bonanza.
Yeah, that's
All right.
enough.
And
So
what's the exact place for them to go?
KZOK.com/Danny's birthday is the place to go.
Yeah, wait, what day?
August 10th. Chandler's Crab House.
All right, come on.
Free breakfast.
Free breakfast.
Free breakfast.
All sorts of, and I don't know, us. And the best thing, you could win a date with Steve Slade.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure that's not one of our prizes.
I asked his wife, and she said, fine, I'm sick of them. He's always around here putting things where they belong. It's crazy. Anyway, the lovely and talented Steve Slade is going to saunter into this room and play a lot of classic rock and roll for you because that's what he does. We'll get out of his way. Bye.